Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Harshitakula. It's day 5 and episode number 7 of my Goa series. And today we are diving into the spiritual side of Goa as we visit some stunning churches. Goa is known for its beautiful churches that blend history, architecture, and culture. And I can't wait to take you through these magnificent structures in today's episode. We will be exploring three of the Goa's most renowned churches: the Manidius Church, the Sea Cathedral Church, and the Basilica of Bom Jesus Church. So let us jump right in. Firstly, we visited the Manidius Church in Goa. First up, we headed to the Manidius Church. Now, the Manidius Church is unique in that it's not a typical tourist church where you can go inside and look around. Unfortunately, tourists aren't allowed inside the church building itself. However, don't let that discourage you because the church is absolutely stunning from the outside. You can get a clear view through the gates, and the architecture is so captivating. The church's structure is impressive, with beautiful lights inside that reflect off the stone, adding a bit of magic to the exterior view. If you are someone who enjoys exploring historical buildings from a distance, this is definitely worth a visit. For me, what stood out was the way the church blends in the landscape. There are trees and greenery all around, which only adds to its scenery and peaceful aura. What do you think about the Mary DS Church? Do you prefer the churches that allow you enter, or do you enjoy the mystery of admiring them from the outside? Just see the architecture of the church. It's so attracting. Next up, we went to the Sea Cathedral Church. It's another architectural masterpiece. As we approached, I noticed how beautiful the surroundings were. Lush plants and trees that added to the charm of the church. The Sea Cathedral Church is not just a church, but a historical monument with a museum inside. And the Sea Cathedral Church and the Basilica of Bom Jesus Church are quite opposite to each other. They are like 100 meters away from each other. You can see in the background it is the Maridius Church and the Basilica of Bom Jesus Church. They are very close to each other. Now, I have to tell you something. If you are really into history and you want to dive deeper into the past of this church, the museum is definitely something you'll want to visit. However, I'll be honest, when I went in, I wasn't that impressed. It was full of pictures and information about the people associated with the church, but if you are mainly there to see the church, you might not find the museum as interesting. But hey, if you are a history buff, this could be a fascinating experience for you. And also when you go inside the museum, there is no ventilation. There are no ACs kept inside. There are only table fans kept inside, that too are very few, maybe two or three. So you may feel suffocating when you go into the building. Also remember that there is also a separate charge if you want to visit the museum. Another thing I would recommend is that if you are planning to visit the Sea Cathedral Church, be sure to check out the exterior of the church as well. The architecture is so impressive, and the way it stands tall amidst the surroundings greenery is something that really leaves an impression. What's your take on the church museums? These are the few pieces which are related to the actual church. And when we visited the Sea Cattle Church, it was actually in construction. They did not actually let us go into the church. They were like painting the church in white colors, and we actually weren't able to see the front view of the church. They only allowed us to see the side and the back view. We only went inside the museum. And this is the front view. Still in construction. After the Sea Cathedral, we headed over to one of the most famous churches in Goa, the Basilica of Bom Jesus. This one was a real treat because, unlike the others, it has a totally different look and a feel. The Basilica of Bom Jesus is not white like many of the other churches in Goa. Its rich, historic architecture makes it look like something straight out of history, and stepping inside felt like walking back in time. When we went in, there was a prayer service going on, and I have to admit, it was a little bit of a unique experience to witness it. The church is massive, and the golden details inside were absolutely mesmerizing. I'm not exactly sure what the prayer service was about, but the atmosphere was peaceful and reverent. One of the cool things about this church is that there's a specific lane you must walk through while inside. The church encourages visitors to respect its sanctity by following a clear path. And once you're done inside, there's a relaxing sitting area where you can sit and reflect. It's a perfect place to unwind and take in the beauty of this church. If you are into photography, this place is perfect for snapping some great shots. Just remember, there's one designated spot for tourists to take pictures, and that's by the entrance. The architecture is truly grand, and it's a church you have to see in person to fully appreciate its size and beauty. Each of these churches in Goa has its own unique charm and character, and I think that's what makes exploring them so special. Whether you are fascinated by the history, architecture, or simply looking for a peaceful place to sit and reflect, these churches offer something for everyone. For me personally, the Basilica of Bom Jesus stood out the most, not just because of its beauty, but also because of the historical significance it holds. But I have to say, I also really enjoy the tranquility of the Sea Cathedral Church and the peaceful atmosphere around it. Before I wrap up the video, don't forget to like this video. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. The Goa series isn't over yet, so stay tuned for many episodes every Friday and Saturday. Thanks for watching my videos and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.